Howdy, hombres! My name's L.A.zy, and welcome all back to the letter. In the last episode, we played as Marianne, leaning on her with her professional life, and we actually found out who the hell that girl was in a couple of episodes before. Apparently, it was her best friend from school, Lorraine. And actually, the reason why Lorraine haunts her is because Marianne didn't reciprocate the deeper feelings that Lorraine had for her. And her murder, whatever you want to call it, was either an accident or was definitely a motivated crime. But that's all another mystery for another day, and I don't know if it's going to be like discovered in this game. We're now at the party with everyone else around. Oh, by the way, I just noticed those two paintings over there. One, the woman and the guy, they actually look a lot like Zach and Hannah. Connection, maybe. So with that done, let's get into this. Police is already busy as soon as I get here. The foreman, one that I've recommended to the right of this work ethic, is early as usual. Already he's instructing men here and there with the bigger idea, with bigger loads. I have no chance to talk to him as Miss Wright appears and greets me with a smile.
Mrs. Wright, I hope everything has been to your liking thus far.
Good morning, Marianne. It has been delightful and these men have been very helpful. Look at all this. It's so busy here. I'm getting tired just looking at them go.
No complications so far with the movers or the previous owners of the mansion, I hope?
If anything, the only one being problematic is Luke, if I'm to be honest.
Like always, it's always a problem with Luke.
He can be such a diva, but I do like that about him.
A rich bitch would be a better assumption about him. And speak of the devil. She stops looking up the upper landing when Mr. Wright comes through with two other movers and the mirror from the study.
Oh, do be careful with that mirror. We wouldn't want anyone getting hurt because of broken glass. Why are you even having it carried around?
Oh? You did say you didn't want the mirror, and I keep getting distracted by it. If I'm going to turn the study into my office, I'd rather not have it there. Where can we put this?
Well, you are not putting it in our room. Why don't you go, I don't know, put it in the wine cellar for now? We can figure out if we'll store it in the attic or somewhere else later, yes?
Wine cellar?
You heard her, boys. To the cellar it goes. Mush!
Oh boy. Oh, it's that same mirror. The movers bring down the mirror one step at a time, no matter how much the man tells them to hurry. An unsettling feeling grows in my stomach as I see our reflection in the bloody thing. Oh, this is the one where Lorraine caught us last time. I look away not wishing to risk anything. If I see Lorraine's image in the mirror now, I wouldn't know what I do. I don't have the luxury of privacy right now, and I'm not going to break down in front of all these people. As soon as they go into the kitchen, I realize I'm holding my breath. I let out a sigh of relief when I think nobody's looking, and I go back to the task at hand. It will be a terribly busy day, and there's no need for me to even think of anything else. I talk with the foreman, filling in which room is which. It seems I'm doomed to not getting significant work done without being interrupted when it comes to these particular clients, however.
Marianne, dear, have you had breakfast yet? Well, I do believe it would be considered brunch at this hour.
Oh yes, Mrs. Wright,
You must join me. Johans has already been breaking in the kitchen, as they say. I do not see the others settling down for a meal anytime soon. Someone might as well enjoy the food while it's hot, and that someone might as well be us.
I should say no. I really must say no. When she smiles at me, makes it difficult to do so. Look at how ridiculous I'm being, acting like a silly nervous schoolgirl with a crush. It's just brunch, and who am I to say no to a client? It would be impolite to do so. It's not like I'm going to agree because of anything other than propriety. I'm not agreeing just because she batted her pretty eyelashes at me.
if you insist.
It really isn't any of those, but it's something about her eyes, rather. She looks like she needs to get taught. A friend. Although I'm not supposed to be chummy with my client, there's no harm in pretending, right? Of course, I've been wrong on many occasions before. Maybe there was plenty of harm in pretending that I care. Because pretending I care might lead to actually caring. Being alone in the same room as the missus leaves me reeling, as I found myself paying too much attention to her. It seems so borderline unhealthy how much I'm getting obsessed, even if it's just by looking. And it's the little insignificant things that I notice, like the way she plays with her hair, or how she smooths down her dress.
Up, higher, come on now!
Whiskey's annoying voice in the other room helps pull me back to the ground. I'm just looking, aren't I? There's someone like her wouldn't even look at someone like me. Still, there is some time to turn around this bad decision.
I'd really like to thank you for inviting me to breakfast, Mrs. Wright, but I already ate, so I should really go back to work.
Nonsense! You arrived so early, you must not have gotten a proper meal. Sit. I'd situate us in the dining hall, but it is a mess right now.
Her concern is sweet, as is her smile. I'm really not here for idle chit-chat, something I keep forgetting. I think I saw that before, I forgot what it is. Well distracted when the food arrives, and it's enough for me to stay, at least until the meal is over. No more, no less, just to be polite. Thankfully, the conversation steers into a topic I'm comfortable with, work. This goes on for a bit, and I can't be more relieved. Most people don't understand calling me a workaholic, but I chose to work in a field I'm enthusiastic about. So if my career is also my hobby.
But no, really, how have you liked it so far?
Oh, it has been wonderful, believe me. Everything is going smoothly too. It has been a long time since I've worked on something on this grand a scale. Nowadays, everyone is about condos and flats, living in the city where every room is an identical box. Believe me, this is very refreshing.
We lived in a condo before this, Marianne.
I didn't mean any insult.
It's fine, sweetie. Look at you, all frazzled. I was just pulling your leg. Luke wanted that penthouse when we got married, and you can thank him for purchasing this place as well.
Wait, doesn't she own the house? I'm pretty sure. I have no business with it though. It's there to hash out. But apparently the momentary confusion is visible on my face.
Don't be fooled. I'm just the treasury. I wouldn't be able to make a purchase this grand without his seal of approval.
I see.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
Yes, what else is there to it? Without warning, this nice friendly chat's evolved into something horrible. Something sad.
But I really don't know what to say, Mrs. Wright. We were talking of no topic in particular, and
Luke. We were talking about Luke.
about him not eating breakfast with you?
About him treating me as if I were some treasury.
Despite my general dislike of the upper class, I sometimes feel pity for them. They may have all the money in the world where material things aren't a problem. They don't even see what they've become, where they've ended up, or what they've done most of the time. They're shut in by their own trap, forced to play along with society's expectations, and do anything to stay where they are and to keep what they have. The world where even people feel or are treated like they were mere possessions. When someone is at the top, the only way for them is to go down. I work with many Hannahs and Lukes and Whiskeys, but I've never been one of them. I don't pretend I understand their world any deeper than that. I merely know that I've witnessed before. She looks lost, speechless, and how she betrayed herself. My pity for the likes of her returns. Nothing but pity moves me as I speak before she can say anything else that might ruin or break her.
I won't speak a word, Mrs. Wright. Not only am I contractually obliged to, it would also go against my principles. This is no one else's business but your own, and it should be kept between the two of you, and whoever you wish to seek counsel from.
Please, Marianne. You have to understand. These sort of affairs, if anyone were to know this, they could just twist it and we'll be ruined. All I ask for is your silence on the matter.
The way she practically begs me to keep quiet about it is disheartening. I have no plans of speaking about anything I hear, especially if it is about their private affairs. The way she looks at me, the way she just expects some sort of fallout because of this, makes my heart clench.
Well, I'm keeping that information confidential as well.
It's not like I have any other choice, do I?
Thank you.
And last thing the food and drinks are gone, the door opens as if on cue.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is
Zachary.
here.
This was a wonderful meal, Marianne. You're free to return to your duties. I must excuse myself.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for the food as well.
She stands up and leaves, and all I want to do is reassure her again, to prove that I'm someone she can trust. So when she looks back my way, I didn't fight the smile that found its way on my face. I feel giddy, but the feeling dies down afterwards as I sober up. But well, back to work. Soon enough, I found myself drawn to the kitchen where the right butler has returned to. He's already claimed space and telling movers to back off, and none dares to question his proclamation either.
My kitchen. No kinder allowed. Little men running around with knives especially. We do not want any accidents to happen now, do we? Good? Good.
I mean, is a knife-wielding German standing there. Don't think anybody would be insane enough to refuse his request.
I hope I meet the age restriction, or at least the height restriction, because I'm asking to be let in here.
You are allowed inside, McCulloch, but not the little ones.
A shake of my head and a roll of my eyes is all I give him. It's not like I'm going to be of any trouble to him. I just need to look around, get my bearings. The breakfast has been distraction enough. I don't even want to think about what we just talked about. I just need to get my head straight and get back to work. Oh, it's late. Movers work efficiently even when they're left alone, and they do quick work with responsibilities. The head foreman comes, standing in the doorway to consult me on this or that, and I have to help out every now and then. They pretty much have everything up to standards. They skip lunch entirely, not even realizing when they do so. Nevertheless, all is well as the butler gets to heating up the leftover bubble and squeak for breakfast and makes a generous batch of fish and chips for them. Most likely simple in comparison to what he serves to the right, but well done nonetheless.
That smells good. Want to wrap up some for me to go?
It's an idle observation more than anything. My thoughts as they are preoccupy me.
If there are any left. One can't go wrong with fish and chips. Everyone loves them. Even my husband. And he's American.
I really do hate getting up so close and personal with my clients. It's a distraction. It is obvious to me that I've got my priorities all wrong when I can't help but think about what I heard, what I learned about the right couple. These things have a way of creeping up on a person, thoughts, ideas, whether they are fact or fiction. They creep up faster, crawl and ride in a way that twists. You're giggling, delighted, and mocking. Creep up and the sensation of fingers ghosting briefly on my arm causes me to freeze and hiss.
Don't!
Half expect her to be there.
Whoa, no need to scream bloody
Jesus.
murder! It's just me. Quiet down before you break glass.
It's just whiskey.
Don't do that again. Ever.
I don't like being scared, but I don't believe in the likes of spooks. Being startled is not on top of the list of being very unliked. Lucky for him, I have nothing within reach, or he would have gotten on friendly terms with something like a rolling pin.
What was with that reaction? Were you really scared? Has Johann's been telling you ghost stories? He just loves to scare people. Isn't that right, Brother Gurium?
The butler's expression is unreadable. I hardly see any emotion on his face to begin with since I started working for the Wrights, aside from vague amusement. There must have been something there, though, judging from Mr. Wright's own content look. The expression on Mr. Wright's face is almost cruel. But neither of them spoke, even as Johann's left the room and just served workers their late lunch.
So, now that we're alone, Marianne, what are you so jumpy for?
What's it to you?
I was just thinking about all the urban legends the movers have been telling me about this place.
Don't tell me you believe in that tosh. They're nothing but tales made up to scare children. Timmy, Billy, don't you dare go up to that big mansion and get in trouble there. The ghosts are going to get you.
Jesus. You won't be whistling that when you see the ghost yourself.
That's a boring way to look at it, but that's usually what it is anyway, no? Like I said, I was just thinking.
It would be a relief, actually, if those rumors that this place has been haunted is true. It just means I'm not going bonkers. Hearing, let alone seeing a dead person is exactly the symptoms of a healthy mind. Sure, it means there would be such things as ghouls and goblins, or at least they'd be sane. On the other hand, there would be actually a dead girl walking around.
If you could excuse the inane question, Mr. Wright, you haven't noticed anything weird here?
A simple enough question on the surface, yet I noticed the man stiffened as the question leaves my mouth. I wouldn't have noticed it if I wasn't watching his reaction intently. In his eyes is something dangerous.
That depends on your definition of the word weird. Are we still on the topic of this place being haunted? Because no, things have not started to fly around and we have yet to require an exorcism. I don't think my head would like to do the whole 180-degree turn thing.
Well, maybe that, but no strange people?
Aside from my usually weird butler and all the weird men traipsing around touching my things? No, not really. Why do you ask? Have you noticed anyone strange while you were here? Because you must report it to Johann's and he'll have security handle it. But these reports better not be about ghosts and things that go bump in the night. I don't want to waste manpower on the boogeyman or senseless witch hunts.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Wright. But no, it's nothing like that. I guess the mansion is just strange for me. It's a unique project.
No strange men or women lurking about then?
A dead teenager would technically qualify as strange. But yeah, the whole I see dead people thing isn't going to go over well.
None that I know of. But I'll inform Johans immediately if something comes up.
I'm serious, Mint. You see anything, anyone suspicious, and you report it. Immediately.
Jesus, okay, calm down.
I think that goes without saying.
Considering you have on the top security is quickly gone, his arrogant smug smirk returns, if a bit subdued. Whatever smarmy or remarkable innuendo he has at the ready never comes to know. His voice from the dining hall ring out.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I
Zachary.
really want to do. At least not all the time.
That would be the magazine photographer, I presume. As always, Mr. Wright talks in such a kind, cheery fashion. Miss Wright, no matter who she's talking about. It certainly puts people at ease around her. It sounds like it's working on the photographer, too. Hearing them seems to put Mr. Wright in a sour mood. At least if his small scowl is anything to go by. Is he jealous?
Hey, are you alright there, Whiskey? You're looking like you need a serious drink.
Yeah, plus with Luke.
What is it that you want to do then?
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
I'm fine. Just a bit winded from all that moving about. It's been a long day.
And the day's not over yet. So if you can excuse the bluntness, you either shape up to help or ship out back to your room and let us do the rest of the work.
He hesitates, eyes locked firmly on the door that led to the dining hall. Even now, he can still hear his Miss Wright, the photographer, chit-chat between shots.
It's not my place to say this, but she really does seem to care a lot about you, you know?
There's no need to remind me of that.
A strange smile appears on his face as he shuts his eyes and sighs.
Tell the workers that you're all dismissed early.
That's nice and all, Whiskey. But we really shouldn't just take off. Delays aren't a good thing when it comes to big projects like these. The sooner we tackle certain issues, the better.
And I trust you can take care of these issues another day. Don't make me ask again, Mint. Just tell the others they can go home early, and to not worry, they'll still get paid the remaining hours.
I don't know what prompted this, but the air he's putting on, though, I know better than to meddle and prod further. Besides,
Fine, you're the boss.
walking out of the kitchen, just accept the fact that whatever he says will go while under his roof. There he is, Zachary and Hannah. Miss Ryan, the photographer, is still far too busy in conversation to notice me as I make my way through the dining hall. Besides, I didn't want to ruin their fun.
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Johans, hey. Going through the foyer has me stumble upon the family butler once more, who raises his brow at my presence.
And where are you off to in a hurry, Miss McCulloch? The foreman is looking for you.
The Bratwurst wants us off the clock. He's dismissing us early because of... Oh, I don't know. He just wants us out of here.
I'll go and call a cab for you then. It would be for the best that you leave when he asks you to.
I don't doubt it. Nighttime already. What we got new on the agenda? It's keeping her mind off things that haunted her. Marianne McCall focused on assisting the right through their movement. Later that afternoon, she was seen chatting with Luke Wright, who then demanded she and the rest of the crew take an early leave. During supper, Hannah found Luke drinking. Oh no, that's different. So I'm guessing the whole timeline is kind of coming together. And I'm guessing once all of this is completed, we'll have the full picture of whatever's happening. My ride back to the city doesn't take too long to get there. Granted, there were some difficulties at first because the driver didn't know where the Armored Guard mansion is. Tried to have us hand over GPS coordinates from our smartphones or some other techno babble I didn't care about, and the bullet didn't understand. But as soon as we told him it's that haunted mansion over in Anstone Village, he knew just the place. I finally headed over, albeit with some hesitation. All the way back to the city, the driver keeps complaining about the place being the willies. Gives me willies too. I would love to snap at him. But as soon as the thought occurs to me, another blossoms at the forefront of my mind. One that has somehow bothered me greatly. More than my exasperation over risking this project, I wanting all of it to stop. It has been no Lorraine whispering over my ears today. Worse, I found myself searching for it, searching for her. Down over there, loose ends, fucking bloody loose ends everywhere. I've already moved past this years ago. And does nothing to help me curb my frustration. If anything, it only shares that I want a stiff drink. And where else to go to drink? The Crawl Bar. Tuesdays are for karaoke, and Wednesdays, improv. Usually it's these four guys with their hilarious games. Old Irish drinking songs are always the crowd favorite. Though I love a good laugh, stand-up comedy isn't my thing. Without Cam and Maruna or any other distractions, I end up drinking a lot more this time. And when there's several bottles of beer in me, I get really, really embarrassing.
Hey! G! Psst! G! Come over here! I need you for something!
It's a good thing that the bartender is a nice fellow. I probably have been kicked out of other places by now, or worse. If push comes to shove, all he will do is give me an easy smile and a shake of his head even when he's attending to other customers. Just like now.
Give me a moment, will ya? I gotta go check on her.
He's some Asian guy. I'm pretty sure I've seen him before a couple of times, although he never talks to anyone except G. To anyone else except G. Girls used to be all over him too, but he always turned them away.
I'll be here. You go do that before she falls over.
Oh boy, Asian Joe. What a way to call him.
All right. What is it? Do you need someone to help you get home?
Bartender, pour the wine!
I think that's enough alcohol for you, little missy. I'm cutting you off.
The wine comes from the back of my throat as he pulls my bottle away. I have no hope of getting them back once they are behind the counter. Even when in my drunken mind, don't dare hop over for it. Because what little sense I have left knows I'd sooner take the floor dive than succeed in wresting the ball from a sober man. That doesn't stop me from trying to reach out with my arms like a stupid idiot anyway. He smiles and shakes his head just like I know he would before going back to the other guy.
Right now, where were we? How you holding up, boy?
No drink, no one to really chat with, I would have gone home. Not sleep on the bar right over there and then. I don't really stand up and try to trek back home just yet.
Same old, same old. I'm still on the Luxborn firm case.
Those blokes they talk about being in dark suits, whisking people into the night or some shit and all that. Didn't the media call it some ridiculous name in the morning news?
What is it this time? Wait, don't answer that. They've called it a lot of things. As long as people don't start running around claiming they're the Illuminati.
Or they could be, you never know.
So, what have you got for me this time, G? Anything good?
Slow down there. You haven't even told me what sort of dealing dosh we got. Who are you looking into this time?
Their talk would have interested me. It would get my attention if I gave a damn. On my current state, I can barely give two fucks about the things going on around me. All these words just buzzing, barely surfacing from the sea of sounds as the pub. I would have stayed that way, perhaps even drowned if I didn't hear his name.
Luke Wright. You know the guy.
Oh, he's looking into him.
And don't pretend like you don't, G. It takes a special kind of ignorant not to know who he is.
That smug blonde who likes throwing round his money. He was just here a few days ago, as a matter of fact. Great tipper, if you think him just dumping a wad of cash on the counter after having too much whiskey counts as tipping. Why are you asking? He dirty?
You have no idea, G. He's probably the worst sort you can imagine.
Oh boy, some dirt on Luke. Luke fucking Wright. Fucking whiskey. Even without him around, I'm still hearing about the guy. What the absolute fuck? Despite this, I found myself getting up and sauntering over to join them before I pipe up.
Is this smack talk about Luke fucking Wright I'm hearing, eh?
Jesus, Marianne, don't! Oh! They're having a serious conversation and your drunken ass is butting in.
Private conversation here, lady.
There's only amusement on G's face. The Asian guy, he starts to look ticked off as hell.
Don't worry, Holmes, she's clean. And she might be able to help you with your, predicament.
Course. A drunk's just stumbled through here with what I need. Get real, G. No offense, lady, but you're smashed.
I know, right? Nothing beats being drunk after a hard day's work.
Jesus.
Especially when you're working for Mr. Luke Wright.
You know, I kind of prefer that you were professional, not drunk off your ass.
So, she works for the guy? Doesn't that make her, I don't know, suspect?
See, have a little faith in me, why don't ya? I don't have much, and you might as well have something to go off. You're the one who was so desperate to come running to me for business.
Yoo-hoo! Still right here, fellas. 5'11". Can't miss me. Unlike Shorty over here.
Jesus Christ, Marianne.
What's with that mad look? You want to dance, boy? You don't look like you can bust
Hey,
a
don't
groove.
talk shit about Ash, okay?
Maybe a leg, but with that fancy coat of yours.
That insults Angel and moves directly behind him and hits the top of his head as an armrest. He's gonna clock you out completely. But when he shakes me off, I plop into the seat right next to him.
Don't try me. You can hardly stay on your feet. We don't want to ruin your fancy coat, do we?
Ah, children, the both of you. But you're still standing after all that, are you? Matt, you see this giantess? She's a legendary regular here. Been drinking like there's no tomorrow. I'm a bit jealous. Can't do that anymore or my liver will give out on me. Good with the mic, too. Don't see you much recently, but I guess you're always busy, aren't you? You're some fancy designer or something, if I remember correctly.
Wait, I know you. You were at the open house for the mansion.
Yeah, that's right. Marianne McCullough. I'm a famous interior designer extraordinaire. Ooh, that right?
Oh, she wasn't kidding. When she's drunk on beer, she gets extra embarrassing. Oh boy.
Anyway, you guys were talking about that weenie Luke Wright, right?
Weenie. Who calls people weenie these days? Although I have to admit that's a pretty funny insult, even though it's a bit childish.
Or something. Can't really talk about it. I don't even know if I can trust you, even if G said you're clean. But anything would be of help.
Well, I don't gossip about my clients, if that's all there is to this.
You wanted to gossip about him a few minutes ago, Marianne.
And that was the beer talking, not Marianne.
You won't mind if we ask the beer a few questions then?
Maybe. Depends on who's asking and what they're asking.
Okay.
But seriously, that guy is abso-fucking-lutely frustrating. One moment, he's an absolute dickhead. And then he's acting like an actual decent human being the next. I just can't figure him out. I can't imagine how that pretty wife of his can put up with him. If I were her, I'd dump his flat arse straight up.
Not just saying that because I think Hannah's pretty or anything. Luke is a catch too, they both are. I really cannot, for the love of all things holy, see how they even work out together.
So, Luke Wright, have you noticed anything strange about him while you were working with him? Anything peculiar? Of note?
You're the one being peachy right about now, Holmes. But nah, nothing that comes to mind off the top of my head. He's just like most rich, smarmy arseholes and then some.
A giggle bubbles up and I press my cheek against the cool countertop with my eyes shut tight just because. Eventually cracking one eye open just in case they thought I fell asleep, I grin at Holmes.
So, Holmes, I'm guessing you're some private detective or
What
something.
gave it away?
Is it Hannah? Did she pay you to look if he's been cheating or some such?
Hannah's the wife, right? What about her? How is she?
How is she or how is she? Well and good. Definitely the nicer of the two and sexy as sin to boot. Not a private detective then. Are you from one of them tabloids wanting to know if the Luke Wright doesn't know how to put his pants on right? Pants. I'd take the pants off of...
Slipping. I haven't been this drunk in such a long time. It's a miracle I've been coherent for as long as I have been right now.
I'm asking you if you've noticed any odd behavior from her.
Odd behave... You what? I wonder how she'd be drunk. I can just imagine her like the giggly sort. What do you think?
These are serious questions, Marianne. Lives might just be at stake here.
What do you expect? She's smashed.
Why am I even doing this? This is getting me nowhere, G. She's not a reliable source. The chief, let alone the courts, aren't going to take the word of a drunk. This will be dismissed, and I might be in trouble if they try to argue that I coerced a testimony out of her. This is a fucking train wreck.
He's running that.
You're a fucking train wreck now, if you ask me. Maybe it's about time you apply the brakes and stop for a bit?
The wave of despair that comes over both men is palpable. Feelings had a taste of the bitterer than the beer I'm full of. And it gets me thinking, though thinking doesn't get me far with too much shite in my system.
You know that's not an option. Thanks for being patient, McCullough. Good luck with your work on that mansion.
Speaking of that mansion, there's something going on in that place. Something.
Oh, she's gonna talk about ghosts, and of course they're gonna believe her. Of course.
As ocht day! No wonder Mr. Right likes it so much. It's as fishy as he is. Rotten bloke. Maybe that Santos girl is really onto something, eh? Suspicious shite, I'm telling ya. Explains why she's so reluctant.
What do you mean that Santos girl is onto something?
Before I get another word out, there are his hands on my shoulders and everything starts to spin. I quickly slap his hands away the best I can, send him the foulest look I can muster.
Take your hands off me, pipsqueak. I'm not a lady who's shaken or stirred unless you want me upchucking on your pretty hair. But it's just like I said. Are you sure you aren't brain damaged or deaf? Santos girl from BRC showed us this creepy letter. You know, just like those spam stuff you get in your emails. And we thought it was some joke or that the girl was just a bit too green to handle a big sale like that.
Believe me, if you saw what was haunting, you saw the haunting girl of your best friend in that mirror that almost took your life. And you say that letter is some joke.
You should have seen the look on their faces when they saw it. Whiskey? That's Luke fucking right, you get me? And the missus didn't look too happy either. I should have taken a picture and posted it everywhere. When rich snobs give you that face, no wonder the Santos girl went all mental on us. Working with them does that, you know? I think I'm about to. I'm not mental yet, am I?
Well, you thought you were mental when you saw Lorraine in that reflection.
Anyway, just like I said, in that man... Hey, you okay? Holmes? You're looking a bit shaky yourself.
Well, you just
there.
heard a couple of important details regarding Santos, so I'm guessing he is shaken. What's he gonna say? He really is pale, paler than before at least. And you see the gears turning in his head on overtime. Lisbon Police Department, Ashton Frey. Suddenly shoves a card in my hand. On it, his name, Ashton Frey, and his number. He has second thoughts as he grabs it from me and slips it into my pocket.
You're cute, pretty boy. But I prefer blondies.
Well, you're not exactly my type either, lady. But listen to me. If something comes up, don't do anything rash. If you think you're in danger or if you see anything suspicious, call me and the authorities as soon as possible. You understand me? That's 99...
I know what the damn emergency number is.
Right, 999.
Triple
Good.
nines.
Anyway, I have to run. See you, G.
Okay, what do we got now? The interior designer once again drank her frustration away at the crawl bar. Albeit heavily intoxicated, she was seen chatting with Ashton Frey, a detective inspector working for the LPD, about Luke Wright. Before abruptly leaving, the detective left his calling card. So that definitely concerned him. The guy is quick on his feet, already up and at him, and as soon as the numbers leave his lips. Watching him as he maneuvers through the crowd of other pub-goers is enough to tire me out. Fast as he can, he's at the door and throws a smile. That's all we get before he's gone, just like that.
Oi, what about your drink, boy? I'll go put it on your tab then.
Holmes boy always like that, G?
Pretty much. But what about you? I suppose I'll put your drinks on your tab too. Don't want you to spill your wallets when you look like you're close to spilling yourself.
Yeah, and if it's fine by you, I think I'll go take a bit of a cat nap here. Just
He's
for a
not gonna
sec or
let you
two.
Go right ahead. I'll wake you when I close up shop.
Whatever you say. She's already snoring. Mumbling a sleepy thanks, I doze off on the spot, face pressed on the counter. Already I dread the pain I'll have to sleep in such a position. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Them again?
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie?
Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite. Unless you ask, that is.
Not that I can get much sleep to begin with. I'm October 28th, Friday. Have we changed characters yet? No, we're still with Marianne. Do people ever have the feeling that they're working on something they really enjoy but still eventually tires them out? Burnout. Because honestly, I've been feeling like this.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Moments like these make all the hard work worth it. Definitely.
Well, I can't take all the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the right mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
We're only about halfway done, but the unsatisfaction on the client's face is enough for me to push through. Let's face it, between my exasperation at Mr. Wright's antics and her, I've been burning the candles at both ends. I can't close my eyes without seeing the dead girl's face. Dead girl. Dead. She's dead. I have to keep reminding myself that. Burying my feelings as deep as they buried her body, 6 feet under. I shouldn't waste so much time on someone who's supposed to be gone. I wasted so many years thinking about her already. There should be no need to bother myself with the dead, or I should be bothering myself with the living. Too bad the living are usually as complicated, if not more, than ghosts of the past.
But don't you have a party?
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting. He's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
It's even more complicated when the living in question is a pair of rich and famous socialites way past their honeymoon phase. And I'm somehow roped into being a relationship counselor.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark.
Maybe.
What do you think?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright,
Wait,
isn't
let me
it?
just check the branching tree real quick. Damn, look at her, she looks ferocious. Okay, the most we got to unlock is with Hannah. Marianne is about 34%. How much we have to the end of this chapter? Not that long, actually. Okay.
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But, if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone.
She's right.
We shouldn't let our fear control our lives.
Why she thinks a single woman like me will be the best source of relationship advice is beyond me. Still, I talk and answer to the best of my abilities. Without realizing it, I'm already pouring out a part of me that I had thought we were long gone. I'd like to believe my words will be of some help to Miss Wright. If I'm honest, though, they are some help to me, like some weight have been taken off my shoulders. The rain.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party. Oh, you really must, Marianne.
The way what happened to her hasn't left me yet, did it? Maybe.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the L.A.zy at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
Maybe it's about time I changed that.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Then I shouldn't dwell on the dead. No, I shouldn't dwell on the dead. I shouldn't just callously forget about them too. Saying that I have work left to do is an easy enough excuse to make. I don't know how other people see me. They see someone who's so obsessed with her craft that she would so easily miss things like the party for it. Outside the parlor, people hurry about here and there in preparation for the Wright's grand housewarming party. None spare me a glance as I slip past them, each working on their appointed roles, and not daring to slack off while they work for what is probably the most powerful company looks for. I make it to the kitchen with ease, the wine cellar being my final destination. But when is a great task ever simple? Probably never. It's a great task, isn't it? The greatest one yet that is worthy of being called a quest. Acting as Marianne McCullough, the professional interior designer, when I chose to lie about being too busy for a party. Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma. You massive nerd. Just thinking of it like that makes it a bit cheesy, but it helps with the fear. It helps overcome the insane thought that I'm actively seeking out something that has been plaguing me for years. I might face my worst nightmare, or I might see nothing and find myself imagining grand quest fall flat. Hans, he does not look pleased. Who would have thought that the gatekeeper to my final quest would be someone I thought would be a valuable ally?
Schnell! Hurry up, you snails! We are on a deadline and you are wasting my time!
Buller comes from the cellar into the kitchen, tailed by a couple of others, people who I assume are most likely chefs and bartenders. He raises a brow, seeing me just standing there by the hatch, by the trapdoor. It almost looks like he's going to throw me out for being in the kitchen without permission. Then he motions for the others to disperse and familiarize themselves with their surroundings. Meanwhile, he continues to stand there, prepared to enter into the darkness beyond.
What are you doing here, Fraulein? This is not the place for guests or in an architect right now. I request you leave.
I was just looking around for any last-minute things, yes?
Yes, you have been doing that a lot. Looking around, snooping about. Now is not the time for such things. If you're not careful, people might think you are up to something.
You got a point. Look he gives me as he says this is almost chilling. If life was a game book, he'd probably be the true neutral warlock guarding the treasure room. Difficult opponent to beat with 9 points in wisdom and 8 dexterity.
Well, I'm not done yet. I actually need to go into the wine cellar. Just need a quick go at the place. So just don't mind me. I'll be out of your hair soon enough.
Go outside, enjoy the party. Bask in the praise and adulation they will no doubt shower you with when the madam speaks highly of you. Surely you've had enough of this stuffy old kitchen by now. You do not want to cause trouble. Both the bratwurst and Hannah want this to be perfect. It would be a disservice and a disrespect to toe out of line and risk it being anything otherwise. And more importantly, I will be blamed for any failure that happens tonight.
This intervention almost turns me away. This is a sign I'm not meant to seek Lorraine out. But
please, it's really important.
Why do you need to go down there in the spooky darkness?
15 minutes. 9, 10 minutes. Any longer and I'll pull you out of there myself. The bratwurst will be furious if he thinks anyone is touching his precious wine without his permission.
Thank you. This seriously means a lot.
He steps aside begrudgingly. At this point, looks like there's no turning back. Oh boy, this is so dark and dingy. And there's a mirror at the end of this. Oh boy, the cellar briefly ominously as I descend. The space feels smaller with a lot more bottles lining the wall compared to before. And knowing what might be waiting for me here makes things worse. The mirror that had been removed from the study is my goal. Not return to it after my initial discovery, but the thought of Lorraine, how much I want to see her again, and if it's just for one more time, keeps coming back to mind. As I walk through the cellar, I have to stop and I feel something crunch beneath my feet. A broken wine bottle. Whatever few balls were left behind here are now nothing but glass under my heels. Perhaps dropped by one of the many chefs and bartenders the butler had escorted me here before. And it made a downright mess, the rest like pooling from the remnants of a good drink. How dark this place is, a person with a dark enough imagination could easily be mistaken for blood. Can't help but think it is, despite the easy logical explanation that had come to my mind, only because of what I'm about to do. It's merely momentary distraction as I continue to the end of the cellar where the mirror stands. Oh boy. Propped up on the far wall, it gleams innocently while pretending to be a simple, ordinary mirror. I'm morbid to think this thing can show a person the deepest, most desperate desires, twist into an image so dark. That's why I had seen it that day. For her Lorraine many times, I only seen her here within its frame. I wonder if people have discovered it before. How many were wasted way in front of it, enamored, and how many were finding away by what they saw? Yet as I stand before it now, nothing. I can barely see my own reflection in this darkness.
How does this even work? Mirror, mirror on the wall?
Are you serious?
Something? Anything?
Nothing. Touching its surface doesn't make it magically activate or anything like that. There's no sudden surge of power, and I'm not suddenly granted sight. It stays what it is, a mirror. Is Lorraine's appearance in the mirror also sort of fever dream? Am I really that burdened with guilt and despair that my mind would eat itself in my stress and have me hallucinate such things? Either way, just going here on some crazy obsession for a girl long gone must warrant me a trip to the doctor. Already I feel ill. A few more minutes in the hopes that something would change or turn around to leave. Just go back upstairs like nothing ever happened, perhaps drop by the party for some L.A.zy devour and go home and collect myself. Besides, Mr. Wright is expecting me and I'm...
Going to leave me again then, are you?
I saw my tracks, but I don't turn back. As much as it pains me, I don't look back. I'm just hearing her again, desperately delusional. I look back to see nothing. I don't want to give myself false hope. When I feel fingers around my wrist pull at me, I look back in shock. Oh, she's alive and well! Lorraine! My first thought is, how in God's name is this possible? The second is, Lorraine. My hands are cold.
Are you that mad at me that you're just going to ignore me, Marianne?
I don't know what to say when I can only stare at her in wonder. She stands there in the mirror, with only her arm extended outward for my sake. I look at the hand still holding my wrist, and when she sees me looking at it, she moves it so that our hands are intertwined, fingers weaved together. Seeing her there, feeling her touch meant I'm not crazy, though however impossible and unexplainable this is all to me right now. She takes my breath away. Pulling her out from there is tempting. I can imagine doing so with ease. We can be together again, Lorraine and Marianne, like nothing had ever happened. That would be all a great big lie, wouldn't it?
What? Pack out your tongue? Don't just look at me like that. Say something.
Even if this thing were some magical power that could bring back the dead, that doesn't erase anything. Just looking at her, still a young teenager, while I'm already a grown woman. It serves no other reason to break the illusion that blinds me. I've seen her twice now, always behind the mirror. If this is real, if this isn't some delusion, then why can she only exist behind the glass?
Yeah. You have no idea how happy I am to see you. It's been so long.
You don't look happy.
I really am happy, but at the same time, I can't help but think about what happened to you.
And what does that mean? What are you saying?
She gives me this peculiar look. Before my eyes, she moves to step out of the mirror. In turn, I wrench my hand from her and take a step back, almost as if I'm afraid.
I don't know how this is possible, but whatever this is, it isn't real. You can't be real.
I'm right here, aren't I? What other proof do you need?
No. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. But even with all that, you can't be real. You just can't. I saw your body. I helped bury you. You're dead.
A deep hurt crosses her face and just breaks my heart in two, seeing her wear that expression.
Burying me wasn't the only thing you did. Don't you dare lie. But I'm going to be the bigger woman, aren't I? Let bygones be bygones. I'll forgive you. As long as you stay with me, Marianne. That's why you came down here, right? To find me?
That was the plan. I'm down here looking for closure. This isn't just closure. This is something else entirely. I think I would be forced to make such a choice. We need to move on with our past. And I know this is gonna piss her off so much this is gonna turn scary. We need to move on from the pain. Because, I mean, that's what we do in the end. If we can't move on, we're just pretty damn weak. Closure. That's all I came here for. Whatever this is, it might as well be just a devil's trick. And then it might as well make some use of it, right? I say nothing at first for fear of angering whatever phantom this is. I take Lorraine's hand and bring it up to my lips. Press and kiss her knuckles. She takes it as some sort of invitation to pull me along. I step back to the mirror until only her arms extended it.
I should have been more honest back then, both to you and myself. I know it's too late. I'm sorry. But
the thought of being dead did not agree with me, not one bit.
I can't stay with you.
So what? You're going to leave me for some old trophy wife? That's it, isn't it? You're going to leave poor Amy Lorraine and go after the next rich, pretty blonde that you see.
This is a mistake.
All these years, guilt has been my driving force. I felt so guilty for what I did, what I didn't do.
She thinks she can guilt me into being complacent. She realizes otherwise as I pull my hand from her. And going by the look of anger on her face, and anger that runs cold. She did not like the fact that I'm not some puppet on a string. And she chosen her words carefully and would have accepted whatever punishment Lorraine chooses to give me. Guilt had ran my life, and I might very well ended it, because I deserved it.
But what I did to me. The blood in my hands is mine, not yours.
Whoever, whatever this shadow is, my gut tells me she's not Lorraine. Yet I keep talking as if she is.
I broke your heart, not your neck.
Don't you dare deny it! It was your fault!
Because I loved you more than I dared to admit? Yes, that was my fault. But I never meant to hurt you like that.
Despite my words, no matter how sincere they are, she appears angry. Enraged, in fact. It's been years since I last saw that face, and even now, the memory of it is still etched deeply in my mind. The hurt, the tears, and the hate spilling from her eyes that day, the moment I rejected her, rejected myself for who I am. She definitely will hate what I'm about to do next. To my left, a wine rack. From there I take a bottle and pray for all the saints I can remember, for all my sins, for every hurtful words I've uttered, what I've driven her to do that day, what I forced her into.
What are you doing?
I do it without thinking twice, quickly, before I can hesitate, grab a ball, send it straight towards the mirror. Shards of the ball in the mirror sent flying everywhere as Lorraine screams echoing in the cellar. Bitter, searing, like every wounding accusation she hurled at me. They never left me. I doubt they ever will. But with this I can move away from them, from her, live my life as I should, free from the burden. Her burden. Because the Lorraine I know, the real one, the person I love, will never want me carrying this to my death. As screaming dies down, I can't help but mutter weakly.
It's done. It's done. Oh, Lorraine. Forgive me, Lorraine.
I take some time to compose myself, breathing in and out, stamping down the tremors still racking my hands, straightening out my cheek and fixing my hair. All a weak attempt at trimming myself to something resembling my normal self. It would probably be easier to do so with a mirror, but I likely won't be able to stand looking at one for a long time.
Well now, I should probably go back up there. Party to attend, rich socialites to do business with, and food to eat. Mrs. Wright will be happy if I make some time for it anyway.
And one last time, the shattered glass beneath my feet.
I'm sorry, Lorraine. May you see God's light on the path.
Same. Oh boy. Turning around to leave, and for good this time, the uneasy smile on my face followed to see Lorraine. Whole and well.
Come on, Mac. You really didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You get bonus points for trying.
Jesus. You know what, just in case I'm gonna save.
But you should know innate charisma is not enough to turn undead.
She advances towards me, backs me against the wall. I can't even reach for another wine bottle without putting myself within her reach. Despite my earlier bravado, I didn't think she'll be able to exist at all without the mirror. Can you blame me though? It's not like I'm an expert on the supernatural.
That's not... You shouldn't be...
What? After the mirror? Did you think just moving on will erase what you did to me? You're nothing but a murderer, Marianne. A murderer!
For what?
Stay back. You're not real. Leave me alone. Stop. I'm trying to move on with my life, so why won't you let me? Please. Just get out of my head and leave me be.
Try to find an exit with this click. Next thing I know, I'm falling back into darkness. I fall on my back and the door slams shut behind me. Oh boy. Desperate to deal with her painful past, Marianne McCall excused herself from attending the housewarming party. Search for Amy and Lorraine within the mansion. Seeing the ghost in the wine cellar, however, a realization hit her, and she finally let go. Oh boy. This seems like a new place. Same Armageddon mansion. But you know what? We're gonna save here and we're gonna tackle this in the next episode. So moving on doesn't seem to have stopped the ghost as well, and we'll probably transport to the past because all this seems to be all too medieval. Damn, I still wondered if I made the right choices, because if it leads to Marianne's death, I don't know like what I'm gonna do next. Well, I'm gonna continue the game as I should, but it's gonna be a shocker either way if that turns out to be true. So, without further ado, that's it this video. Thank you all who watched. Hopefully, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.